Hello YouTube, this is Just from STEM APKs. Welcome to another tutorial. This tutorial we're going to continue where we left off in the last tutorial. As you remember, in the last tutorial we went over how to use DESFire ACR122 NFS reader using our Raspberry Pi setup. In this tutorial, and I also introduced the project that we are working on. It's going to be a DESFire card emulator where we use our Android phone to work as if it was an NFC tag. So you can only tap your phone and the NFC reader will read the application on that phone, on that tag, okay? And that's what we're going to be doing. Like I promised you in the last tutorial, before we jump into the React Native code and we jump into the TypeScript world and applications on the Android, I really wanted to spend some time talking about the Raspberry Pi backend, which is the ROS application that communicates with the reader. And I wanted to get into detail of what is going on under the hood, because a lot of times you see these things, you run scripts and these scripts do all of the magic and it happens automatically and you don't know what happened, what the protocols and all of that. This is what I'm trying to show you in this tutorial. So the first thing that I'm going to show you the code that I have here, and you saw it earlier. And let's run the code. So it's basically cargo run bin, and I did something here, so it's going to be this one, and it's going to run the code. It tells me to remove any cards from the reader. I have a card there now, so I removed it. Now I hit enter, and now it stabilizes it, and then it tells me to place the card on the reader again. So I'm going to do it. You're going to hear a beep, and now I hit enter. Now it stabilizes again and brings me to this menu. This menu is a very interesting menu. You saw it last time, but we didn't go into detail. I'm going to choose basic clone card operations, and last time I showed you this one, the format the card and all of that other stuff, but we didn't talk about the raw command mode. Let's look at it. So I'm going to hit enter, and now you are able to enter commands, raw APDU commands. This is very interesting because this is what makes NFC and all of these protocols work under the hood, because they're following either 14.443-12345, or they're following the other protocol, and I forgot the other one is 7816, I believe. So how do this work? Just to give you an idea, I wrote here my it's in my GitHub page, and I created this README page. And if you go to the end, to the very end, Pi interfaces, DESFire card tools, and go to the end, you're going to see that I noticed I created certain areas here for you to play with, and how to the commands that will actually make any sense for you as a beginner, as you learn how to play around with DESFire cards. The first one we're going to do, like you must imagine, most of the times you deal with a card, before the card will do anything, most of the time it will require authentication, especially DESFire cards. MyFair Classics, there's a lot of stuff that you can get without authentication, and you can do all kinds of stuff with MyFair Classic, but that's why people stop using them for certain applications, because they're not secure. DESFire has another layer of security layer, and one of them is it requires authentication for lots of applications and for many steps. So for example, if I entered one of these commands, which one should I enter? Let's enter this command. is get the application ID. So if I just copy and paste this command and then I put it on my command here, that menu that I'm running, I enter the command and I did enter, it's going to tell me 91C8. C8 means command aborted or car aborted. I forgot these exact terminology. By the way, if you want to know a little bit more about these commands, you can go to that ACS. Where did I do it? Nope, that's not it. That's OpenSSL. Let me look at it for it here. You can go to this document here that we went over these in a few tutorials ago. Is the API for the ACR 122U USB NFC reader, and it has all of these stuff that you need to know, especially for a lot of the DESFire. It has a lot of it for the classic, but it also talks about the DESFire and what these particular commands are and what they mean, and for example here they're talking about DESFire. So these are the same commands that I will be entering, and like I said before, this is ISO 14443 and ISO 78164. So that's the protocols they're following. So let's look at these commands. So now it's telling me that it requires authentication, basically. So now I'm going to go back to my cheat sheet here and go back here, and where was it? I had it here. So now I need to get authenticated. So I created these other ones here to interact with the card. So this, I'm going to select the master application and request authentication. So let's enter this one first and see what it does. What is going to probably fail, but I want to make sure. So now I enter. Actually, it is ready for authentication, so that means it's success. So now it's telling me that it's ready to be to do the challenge response, and I will explain what these are. So now I'm going to request authentication with this command, and there you go. Enter, and now it gives me a response. If you don't know about the protocol 7816 and the ISO 14443, there's a back and forth between challenges and responses, and they're based on encryption and decryption, and this is what you see here. And basically, just to give you an example, if you've done any encryption in the past, and there are many libraries. I'm using OpenSSL because a lot of people already know how to use it. There are other ones. I'm just using that one. But this is a typical command for OpenSSL. This is the algorithm that is using. In this case, it's using AES 256, the encryptions, and CBC is chain cipher something. I forgot exactly what it means. But basically, what it's doing is this salt is part of. Well, here they're explaining. Actually, I just made that. I forgot. It's a BitKey in CBC mode. A is encryption. A is output in base 64 encoding, ASCII armor. Salt adds a random salt when deriving the encryption key, which is another layer. The use PBKDF2 is for key derivation from password. And input file, this is the input file, the output file, and then decrypt mode. This is and then this is what this command mean right here: encryption, decryption. What the ones that I'm using is not the same because I'm not using AES, I'm using DES, and I'm not using SALT, but it's just to give you an idea of what's going on. So when we go back here, and now it's giving me that response, that challenge response that I have to decrypt. I have to answer it. It's giving me a challenge response. So I gotta take that, and now I gotta use OpenSSL on it and answer the way it expects me to answer, following that protocol. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing here. And all you need to do is just follow along, because I have a script that I created here. Where's the script? The script is right there, and this script right here will show you. All you need to do is run the script. It's a batch script, and it just does everything you need to do for you, so you don't have to do anything. Just write the script, just run the script. So let me just close this and go back to DESFire and the readme file, and I have here how to run the script. So it's right there. Run the script on the challenge response. So I'm just going to copy and paste this. And if you've done batch scripts, you know these flags and verbose for V for verbose. So then copy, paste it on a separate terminal, because you cannot close this one because you're in the middle of the authentication. So you need to open a different terminal. So now I'm going to paste it, and I'm going to delete that, because that's for a different card, right? So that's just an example. So I'm just going to delete it. And now I'm ready to enter this card that I need to work with. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to copy and paste this response. So copy, paste it, and now I gotta get rid of the zeros, because it's waiting only for, and that one, this 91AF, I gotta get rid of it, because that's just part of the protocol. What that means is that it's expecting more information. It's in the middle of the authentication, so I gotta get rid of that. So I gotta delete that 91AF, delete it, and then I'm going to delete the spaces. So I'm going to go delete, 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 and delete. And now if I count them, there must be 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So we're good. So now I'm going to run it. Hit enter. And it's in the wrong directory, so I gotta go up one. DESFire, CD DESFire, and then just run. Now try again, and now, as you can see, it decrypted, and it did its thing by doing the decryption. It rotated around B, where it takes that number and puts it at the end. It's basically it's rotate left by 1. So as you can see here, the 70 is there, and then it goes to the end, and then everything shifts left, and then it gives the round A, and then it gives the challenge. And this is what the OpenSSL is doing, and it gives a response which is encrypted, and then it produces this command, and that's what the card is waiting, looking for. So you do copy and paste, and now, bingo, voila, you're in. When you see 9100, that means success. So that's what you want to see at the end. If you see something else, that's no good. You see here, success. Here, no good. You want to see 9100, 9100. So that means I am authenticated. So if I run the same command that I ran before, or even better, just follow along and then get the card version. Actually, this one doesn't need authentication. Let's run this one that it needs authentication, and then run it, and then it's going to give me a response. And as you can see, 9100, success. So it's telling me this is the application that it found there, and some other stuff that it also found. So now we keep going. Now this is the application IDs. Now I want to select this one, the pick level. If you don't know the pick level, you can go to that document that I show you, that get into that there. And let's run this one now and enter 917E. It gives you the things. I don't remember if this is what I was expecting, but I'm gonna try another one that I know. I want to do the one, it's a unique ID, this one, and do that one. And that's, I know it. I expect a long hex, and something is wrong. That means that is the state, something went wrong somehow. I must have entered something that it didn't like. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back and go back again. It's good this happened because it might happen to you. So you need to reset the session again from scratch, and we go do it again. But now I'll go faster because you already saw me doing it. So it's going to reset, is ready. So now select the master application. I expect success. So it's telling me 9100, that's what I wanted to see. Now I request authentication again. It's good that you see me doing it twice, so you'll see what you'll know what I'm doing. That's the response that I have to work with. So I go copy. Actually, let's run this one first. Delete. And then delete, and then copy and paste. Remember, you gotta get rid of the 91AF at the end. Command V. Now get rid of the 91AF and get rid of the spaces. And now you're ready to run it. Now it gives me the new authentication response. Decryption, decrypted, copy, paste, enter. Response 9100, that means it's successful. And now let's run this one. Let's be more careful this time, and hopefully I get what I want. Now it gave me the response. That's good. And now I'll do another one. This one, get unique ID command, and that will give me the ID that it's not the ID that most of the time you see. It's the other ID, the ID that you never get to see it unless you're authenticated and you're under the hood. So I hit enter, and there it goes. You don't get to see that very often, and that's what I was looking for. And as you can see, it is successful. So now you know what is going on under the hood, because when you do this, when you go into here, I already wrote scripts that will do it for you. So for example, when I check access on the card, so I do 6, it ran it for you. You see, it does most of the time that's what it is doing. This is what this is. All of this stuff is what I did here, but I show you under the hood. But here it's not really showing it. So I'm showing it to you in the logs, but you're not really seeing the step-by-step of what's going on. I try to do the logs so you have an idea for debugging purposes and all that, but here you really got to interact and enter the commands yourself. And this, I think, it'll be good because, as you can see, this is the access permissions for that card, and it's the access control information that we talked about in the last tutorial. But we in the next tutorial we'll get more in depth into other applications from the Raspberry Pi and Rust before we get into the Android React Native part. But this is the end of this tutorial. If you like this tutorial, please click the like box, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time with another tutorial. Take care.